Hey, what's going on, guys? Pixel Gadget here. Game Designer Plays Ultra Kill Episode 3. So I'm pretty excited to share this with you guys. So playing more of the game is really opening up, and I'm in a good mood. Like this last playthrough, this last two levels I played, I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my goodness, this game has like so much to teach me and all of us. It's crazy. Like, I don't even know where to start. Obviously, I've gone over the attention to detail, and I could point out all the little details, and I probably will try to point out as many as I can. But for the most part, we're gonna be focusing on just like the levels, the enemies, the new weapon. I get a new weapon in this section here, and just like picking through that, I guess, piece by piece. But yeah, I was very pleased with my experience. That was super cool. I don't know if you guys noticed that when I walk up to the door, the light turns on and then it opens. That was super cool feedback right there. Then yeah, these little dudes coming at me. I was having a lot of trouble ground pounding them. I don't know why. I think it's just because I just woke up, maybe. But yeah, I'm gonna be real. This time playing the game definitely kicked my butt. I experienced death for the first time. Little glitched out dude there. And we get to talk about actually dying. I realized I didn't talk about the death state in a lot of the games I've covered. The other two games, I didn't talk about the death state very much because I actually didn't die in those games like at all. There we go. Dead. Okay, I don't know if you saw that, but that was awesome. Okay. And then the little skeleton guy's laughing at me. That's great. Okay, so what happened when I died? It seemed the camera tilted upward, and then there was this like crazy visual effect, a distortion effect, kind of like a old CRT, I don't even know, old computer monitor, like distortion effect. Very good. And then the laughing skull definitely pissed me off. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay, so you're laughing at me now, bro. Gonna have to try hard on you. This is me try harding. So this is what it was like. I definitely was enjoying this playthrough, very much so. I'm really just then new enemy type it introduced absolutely blew that guy up. I think I deflected his projectile. I love the projectiles in this game, how they're so readable against the environment. Okay, this is some cool level design. So I see that there's two paths in front of me, right? And so go up the spiral staircase. Immediately, I'm like, oh yeah, Pro Builder staircase. Nice. I recognize Pro Builder. And then go up here. And yeah, it's got the crack. And I'm like, oh, I can break into this, can I? Yeah, classic video game signifier. It's a cracked kind of rubble. I can go through this, can I? But it's like, oh, not powerful enough. So I'm like, oh, what's that? Okay. I thought at first I would have to come back to this, like, I don't know, in another playthrough and get a new gun. I did not think that I would be doing anything like that. But basically, it's actually going to be like a Metroidvania kind of like deal. So I was like, okay, boss encounter. I like how the door had a skull on it. That was super cool. This is where I discovered that with the whatever, the reflect shot or the, I don't know what you would call this thing. If you line it up just right, you can have the shot hit this dude like 5 times. That's crazy. People in the comments were telling me, yo, bro, there's crazy interactions with the guns and the scenarios. And I was like, I didn't know what to expect. I'm like, this game is honestly overwhelming me with its design. I guess I'm not used to this kind of design where basically we've got kind of a bullet hell, almost top-down game in a first-person shooter game with crazy movement. So then we get the shotgun, and it introduces the explosive. Very cool. I instantly fell in love with this thing because basically a rocket launcher, grenade launcher. I don't know about you guys, but my aim is not what it used to be, okay? I remember being 13 years old and just clicking on heads in CSGO, and now I can barely hit these freaking zombies with the shotgun, okay? So, yeah, got old, I guess. But yeah, Grenade launcher, rocket launcher, perfect for me because you just kind of point and click and you don't have to be too close with it. I'm noticing the modular nature of these levels, how they seem to fit together like Legos, and I find more evidence of that when I'm looking at the particles near the end of the video. I also want to talk about this level design and like the kind of vibe I'm getting. Like, it's going to become very apparent, but we are in some kind of like industrial factory furnace, a forge kind of deal. And as I was playing this game, I started feeling warm. Like, I started feeling hot. And you're going to see that. It's crazy. There's so much movement in the scenes. The steam, those moving, like, pylon things with the tubes. I love it. There's so much. The scenes feel so alive, even though, as I've mentioned before, the kind of narrative fantasy of these levels is really just, like, not there. There's like very few props, almost no like story elements. Like if you asked me, hey, what happened to this place? Or like what happened here? Like what did the people who lived here or spent time here, what did they do? I couldn't tell you because it's so abstract. Like it doesn't even look like a factory because there's no like workstations or assembly lines. Like you don't even know what they're making in this place. But at the same time, of course, it works perfectly just because this game, its engagement is purely gamist mechanical. And just to clarify, gamist is all about technical skill, making numbers increase, and narrativist is about like emotional release and kind of exploring new perspectives. Look at that. I walk in the scene and it just lights up. All the lights come on in those tubes. I'm telling you, the attention to detail on the interactivity in these levels is blowing my mind. I love this scene with the black. Here this kind of boss guy comes back. I love this boss guy. He felt challenging and fair at the same time. Where he's like got a couple attacks. It seems he shoots like a little thing at me, charges at me with his blades. And he has those kind of 2 attacks. And he seemed like super manageable. I also could detect like when I was headshotting him because the blood was like gushing so much. So in this thing, I'm trying to get the like reflect shot to hit him a bunch of times. So I'm trying to like line him up perpendicular to the level and kind of failing. Yeah, he's going to get me here in a second. I tried my best. But yeah, that's what I was talking about right there. That's such a cool interaction. I love that. And oh yeah, he got me. And the only reason why I noticed that is when I hit him with the power attack, it does like a freeze frame, I think. And that's such a cool step, or such a cool thing. And it reminds me, yeah, a lot of, not that I've played a lot of these games, but like 2D bullet hell games. And it's just so cool, dude. I have not played a game like this ever. Ever. I mean, a first-person shooter that's combining these elements so seamlessly and also teaching the mechanics, like, really good. So there's just something to this game where the design is actually insane. It's so good. I don't even know how to describe it. I'm trying to describe it as best I can. With everything we've seen, how basically the environments feel alive. Like, look at all the movement of this scene. You've got the steam coming down. There are, like, fans above. And the lighting might have been pulsating. I'm not sure. Just that level of detail is what brings the levels to life. Even though they don't have that kind of narrative fidelity that we've seen in games like Dread Templar and Dusk, we're seeing something else that's basically just, I feel like it's just raw detail. It doesn't seem to have a narrative direction necessarily. Like, for example, the core fantasy is pretty loose. You're a robot killing monsters in this kind of industrial factory, abstract, and almost nightmare, like dreamscape. Things don't quite make sense. And it's just like, okay, that's the core fantasy? All right, fine. You know, you got it. I start to pay attention to the new weapon here, which is crazy. I found... I killed myself there. You get a really good look at the death visual effect there, though. And then there's a sound effect that's like, I guess, a beeping warning sound effect. Like, beep, beep, beep. Like, almost like a life support sound effect. That's really cool. So there's a lot of levels of detail in even the death. And that's something that's forgotten in a lot of FPS games is death state feedback and signifiers. when I die in the game, I want it to be very clear. Okay, I have died. I no longer have control of the thing. It's going to restart. And also, don't waste my time. You know, just get me right back into the game. This game does a very good job of that. And part of the death state is those purple checkpoint things you walk through. Does a very good job of signifying, hey, checkpoint right now. It's not like a little pop-up in the bottom of the screen or whatever. Okay, this part really messes with me. So look at the movement in this scene. You've got those piston things moving up and down at the top of the stairs there. More steam and kind of heat distortion going on. So there's steam and heat distortion moving up in the entire scene. So this almost looks like an industrial temple. Like those piston things are like pillars, like Greco-Roman columns. It's so... The art design and overall vibe. Oh, I just saw a secret up there, bro. One of those blue balls. I actually watched about 30 minutes of the developer play through his game. He made it about 7 months ago, and that was so cool. This game, I was like, I'll be honest, I skipped around a little bit just because my curiosity. And yeah, this game, the environments are actually what I'm most interested in. I know everyone's watching because they love the mechanics and stuff, but they might not be consciously realizing that they're dead again. Wow, that visual effect is so good. And notice how death does not overstay its welcome. It's like a second, maybe less. If I timed it, it would probably be down to about 1 second of just losing control, the player camera points upward, visual effect, beeping sound effect, boom, done. Reloads to the checkpoint. So awesome. Had to take advantage of the kind of rocket launcher, grenade launcher thing here because had to stay moving. These ranged guys were doing really good. I wanted to mention that this level blows my mind because its use of verticality is so clean. Okay? It's basically set up an FPS encounter that I feel like the devs of Doom would be proud of because it's so interesting to me. You've got the ranged enemies above, so they have this huge advantage on you, but guess what? They're only on this other side of the arena. The kind of side that's up, that staircase is like way safer, and then you've got this big group of melee enemies that are rushing you, making you move around. So you've got multiple things that are keeping you crazy. I think I actually win this, even though I'm at 2 HP. That's another thing mechanically about this game that blew my mind was like, oh, dude, I totally cheese it here. Okay, you guys are going to have to forgive me. I cheesed the game here. I broke the game. Yeah, this head dude, I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to hide behind here. I'm not restarting. Yeah, so got him. So that was super cool. So think about that. The use of verticality in these games, crazy. This was wild. Random cooling chamber. So I kind of lied. There is narrative. Like, I know it doesn't seem like it, but that actually is narrative. Okay, in this scene, I felt hot. You know, I'm from a very hot climate. I was like, this reminds me of home, you know, 110 degrees. The pavement, you can cook bacon on the pavement. That's what this felt like. I was like, dude, this guy is killing the vibe. The vibe of these levels, it's like, okay, I'm in a hot industrial factory. This place is not meant for humans. All the humans are dead. This is robot world. Somehow these zombies are surviving. So, yeah, this cooling chamber is narrative design, believe it or not. It is part of the, not the core fantasy, but it tells me about the space. Oh, this is like a factory, and there were people here, and there were like contaminants, or, well, I guess cooling. It's a cooling chamber, so okay. Whoever used to work in this factory, or whatever the purpose of this factory was, okay, that was super cool. Did you see that? I fell in those fans, and I thought I was going to die. But instead of it sending me back to the checkpoint, it reduced my health and just spawned me right back in the level. Here I go again. It put me down to 1 HP here, which is crazy. And then I fill up my HP by ground pounding that enemy. That's so cool. I think this game is really interesting to me because it doesn't have any pickups. No health pickups, no ammo pickups. There's infinite ammo. And it's actually like, okay, I'll be honest. From a game design perspective, I always thought video games need pickups, okay? They need the shinies. Players need their little shiny things. And this game does have shiny things. It has those kind of blue secret pickups. Look at the movement there. You see that, like, transport thing moving above the scene? Every single scene in this game has movement. and it's diegetic movements. So diegetic means like, oh, it generally makes sense. It's not totally abstract. So cool. I did not expect to be talking about the level design so much, or just the kind of narrative, the way the levels make sense. They seem plausible. That attention to detail is blowing my mind. Damn, I missed 5 secrets in that level. You guys are gonna have to forgive me for that one. I am playing just kind of quick and dirty. Here I'm realizing, like, consciously realizing there's a currency system. I know in the past 2 episodes I've used this currency, this P stuff. I never actually was like, oh yeah, that exists, and mentioned it in the actual game designer plays talk. Like, I just totally forgot. So apparently you earn more or less depending on how well you perform in the previous level. Like, if you do it really fast, kill all the enemies, find all the secrets. And I don't even know what those shiny blue orbs do. But here I'm just about to start looking at the kind of kinesthetic game feel design of this new shotgun, because I really want to pick it apart. I'm like, I love shotguns. Boomer shooters and shotguns go together like baseball and apple pie, you know. It's so good. So I was also paying attention to the sound here. I know you guys can't hear the sound effects, and honestly that's kind of a bummer. I think I will have the sound effects playing like quietly, just so you guys can still hear me. I'll adjust it. But yeah, I just really liked how the music, when you walk away from that terminal thing, it like kind of distorts a little bit, which adds to that creepy kind of overlook hotel vibe. Here I'm kind of paying attention to the feedback, right? So I'm seeing the debris, the little pieces of whatever that come off the walls, the sparks and kind of dust that comes off the walls, the screen shake. Screen shake is probably one of the most important things in FPS, in my opinion. And in all games, probably besides narrative walking sims, it's huge. This is where I start getting a clue as to the like Lego nature of the levels, how they're kind of stapled together. I'm noticing that the debris doesn't go through that doorway into that hallway sometimes. Maybe I'll get to that point in a sec, but you'll see how the debris things, some of them kind of just stop there. And that's a clue to the technical way this game is put together. Super cool. I realized that I wanted to mention this shotgun, the pump shotgun, feels so good. Like, this is crazy. The way it goes, and I'm amazed at how much game feel this guy can get away with without basically like super complicated animations. Like, the animations don't have arms, hands, whatever, but yet it feels so good. I also noticed that the reticle doesn't change at all. There's no reticle feedback, and the reticle doesn't change between weapons. That's an interesting design choice, and I like it. I support that. Like I mentioned before, I really like the small reticle. Small reticles feel so good for precision shooters. And in this game, even with the shotgun, the small reticle just works. For whatever reason, I never once thought, oh, I wish I had a reticle that showed the spread of the shotgun. Nope. However, I do think things like hit markers and things like when you jump and when you shoot, the reticle kind of bouncing a little bit, even if it's just a tiny bit, that adds so much to the game feel. It's hard for me to say this game shouldn't have that. But then again, I'm not the designer of this game. I have no idea. He probably had he made his choices. This is where I start realizing, see how those debris kind of stop there? Kind of a random point, but just thought I'd point that out for the Unity. I think this game was made with Unity. It has the signs of Unity, but I could be wrong. Well, anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough and just commentary, game designer analysis. I am starting to enjoy this game a lot. I'm going to be honest, I might be playing it for a while, and if people keep watching and the interest persists, I don't see why not. I basically told people in the comments I would play the game until I run out of things to say, and I am not even close to done talking about this game, especially from what I saw with the developer commentary playthrough when I skipped through. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.